Hello everyone, this is Selkek, also known as Paulilia, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So last time, we started building our Luna lander, and we had to launch up a refueling vessel, so that the Luna lander would have some fuel. So, excuse me, here we are. Here is our lander module, and here's our refueling one. So we've got all these fuel tanks around here that are going to need to be topped off. And we've got these engines here. What I think is going to be easiest, let me turn my lights off. Pew. What I think is going to be easiest is if I use these engines as my, or do I want to use this one? This one doesn't have a whole lot of fuel in it, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to, I guess I can do this. Transfer all that fuel into here. Alright. Alright, so I want to refuel all of these. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Alright, and then in and in. Just moving my fuel around. And in and in. So we still got plenty of fuel left in this tank, and we still got this whole tank. So I do want to keep this with me at the moment. So what I'm going to do is click on this, and I'm going to shut down that engine. So I've got these, and I'm going to control from here. Alright. So we need to head to the MUN, and we need to dock up with our science station. The MUN station. I need to rename the MUN station, by the way, because it should just be called MUN station. It shouldn't be named the specific part. So we've got our lander here, and so we actually just missed a proper exit point. Actually, we're kind of sitting on top of a good position, but let's just add a maneuver here and let's see what we can get if we do this. Nope, yep, we'd miss it. Alright, let's grab this and spin this back. $3 o'clock. There it is. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Alright, we'll go for that. We'll go for that. So we're gonna have to do a full orbit. Why is it? Oh, whoa. My docking port is a bit of a loose connector there. Yeah, I guess traveling docked is not really the greatest thing to do. But let's just time warp. Hopefully thrusting won't break my my whatchamacallits. The won't break the connection. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright. So let's just, it's quite a bit of a burn, so we'll go under 1 minute and we'll I guess we'll do a full burn because it's going to take us quite a bit in order to get this, it looks like. They aren't the strongest engines, I will say that. But it's going to work. We have plenty of fuel. That really doesn't help. Okay. Anyway, guys, I guess I'll cut this out because this looks like it's going to take a minute. So I'll bring you guys back in when we're on our way. Alright, guys. We've got a connection with the Mun. It's not a very good one. So we are going to have to make some adjustments. It turns out that this is a bit unstable, as I feared. So we'll have to deal with it. Oh, excuse me. Voice went a little bit weird there. So let's zip on out. So we want to end up at an altitude of about, what's it, 320 by 130, something like that, looks like. But for right now, we need to avoid crashing into the Mun, because that is the kind of course we are on, as you can tell by this very, very tight loop here. So we need to burn 90. Oh my gosh, what's going on out here? This thing is very unwieldy. I wish I had some sort of RCS at that end. Alright, I think we want 90. Let me switch back to map view and just give it a little try. Yeah, we want to pull that out so that we actually have periapsis. There we go. How are we doing for fuel? I want to kind of top these off, I guess, as much as I can. And hopefully by moving the fuel, it's shifting the balance of the rocket more towards this back end. And we want to have the center of mass be more towards this back end anyway. Oh wow. So that one is completely drained. Okay, we still got one full tank. It's not going to be so full once we get here. So maybe bringing it was... Well, we couldn't have gotten here if we didn't bring it, so... Obviously bringing it was the proper choice, but we might not be keeping it, is what I'm saying. We might be using what's left of the fuel to smash this thing to pieces somewhere. Or leaving it as like a communications satellite or something like that, you know. A quote-unquote communications satellite. Obviously, I'm not using any sort of mod that adds communications, so yeah, there's gonna be very little fuel left. I think we should just bring this just for the sake of being able to transfer what little fuel there is to the rest of the space station. So let's see, that's completely empty, that's completely empty. Okay, so there's just a teeny tiny bit of fuel left in there. Alright, so we might not be able to make an attempted Mun landing. Although I guess it doesn't really matter if we get trapped on the surface by lack of fuel. We can always send a rescue mission, a rescue capsule of some kind. Alright, so we want to bring this down. We're trying to get these fairly lined up. So bring it down, not that far down. Bring it down and then adjust. So that we're fairly similar, there we go. That looks like a good maneuver. Alright, so we need to effectively turn around. Alright, I'm going to turn RCS off and I'm going to let us fall in closer. I'm just going to let this kind of swing about. The RCS really helps, but I do wish to save some fuel. Alright, 6 minutes. We can do this. We can most definitely do this burn. 2, 1. Just bringing it in. Keep ourselves on the dot as best as we can. This thing is very, very hard to steer. I might just dump this for docking, because it's really no help at all. Transfer what fuel's left into my engines and go for it. Alright, there we go. Alright, done and done. So let's see here. How much fuel did I burn out of these? Not a whole lot. Let's see what I can yank out of this tank. I'm feeling I'm gonna pretty much drain it now. Yep, and it is gone. Okay, so this is no longer needed. We can undock. Goodbye, extra fuel. The Luna Lander Refueler Mark 1 shall sit in orbit. So let us set a target. And what is this? Oh my word. We are very close to an intersection there. So let's just hit up our descending node here and let's correct those 0.3 degrees. Alright, RCS off, as we do not need it no more. Alright, so we will be making a very short burn, and that's going to drift away ever so slowly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's get a little bit closer. There we go. And we'll just nice and slowly adjust our orbit, pulling it down to match that of the Mun Science Station. So this intersection is pretty close, actually. If I can just match these better, it'll also help with our matching of orbital velocities later. So it's an acceptable use of fuel. There we go. Good. Bish bash bosh. 1 kilometer. Awesome. So let's zip on over to there. And we're going to get further and further and further from our refueler, which will be permanently trapped in that sort of tilted orbit there. So there's the station. It caught up with us. Oh god, we're also going to be, the refueler is going to be right here with us as well. Alright, bish bash bosh, switch to target mode. And we need to slow down our 31 meters per second. There's our target. Go ahead and use a little bit of fuel. And boosh. Alright, so point ourselves at the target. And let's go ahead and get closer. What's to say our intersection is going to be? 0 kilometers. Are we on a collision course? Are we like on a direct collision course? This is great. I've never been on a collision course with something before. there it is, the Mun Science Station. We'll just zip on into 50 or so and we'll spin around and come to a complete stop. There we go. That was super easy. I am so good at this, guys. Alright, so we can flip over here. Okay, let's see. What do we want to undock? This fuel is completely empty, so we're going to go ahead and decouple that. Okay, so let's see about setting that as a target, and we want to point ourselves up towards it, I suppose. In this case, we're pointing up and away from it, just due to how the station... Ooh, okay, that's kind of wobbly. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Alright, stabilize. Stabilize. Okay. Switch back. Set as target. Oh, I can't see the button. Set as target. You want to point at it. We'll turn our lights on. Nope, they don't. Yep, they're blindingly bright. All right. Enable RCS, and we'll just boosh our way towards it. Nice and gently like. Nice and gently like. Okay, we'll keep RCS on. Moving in. Oh my god, these cameras. So hard to see with. Come on. Just lightly touch it. And attach. Yeah! We attached it. Awesome. Alright. Oof, this is the biggest thing I've ever constructed in space. And this is pretty good, I think. So we've got 2 here in the mobile processing lab. We've got Shelmy Kerman and Edbury Kerman, and we've got Thompike Kerman here in our lander. So that's good. I got a bit of swinginess. I think we're going to go for a landing. I think that'll be, we'll get down, we'll attempt a little bit of science, and I think that'll be what this episode is. So we've rendezvoused, he's said hello, he's dropped off the supplies, he's brought for them candy bars, post-it notes, Sharpies, the things they really need there in the science lab to keep things going. And he's like, okay guys, now I'm going to go get you that science you so drastically wanted. So we're going to undock. Undock and gently push away. Perfect. Alright, so let's map view this up. And now let's pull up. You guys are not going to be able to see it, but I've got my biome map up here. And so I don't want to land on a big crater. I instead want to land kind of on the space between craters. And so I can hopefully get the Midlands biome or the Highlands biome, I think, are the 2 I want to get first. So let's take a look at what we've got here. The sun is that way, so I should plop this over here and do that so that I can come in on that side. So let's let it rotate around and we'll see what we get. Yeah, that's looking like it's gonna be great. Alright, so we will undo. We don't need RCS because the reaction wheels are good enough for spinning the little thing around. We'll plump that there. And we need my resources tab open. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this simple 90 meters per second burn. There goes the science station. Zipping away there. There we go. That's good enough. That gets us down on the surface. So let us go ahead and zip on over and watch this happen. So we're coming around to the light side of the Mun now. I wish to set up my internal view to be looking at my radar altitude there, because that's how I like to land. This is good and all for monitoring yourself once you're in space, but it is not helpful once you are coming in for a landing. Okay, so we want to kind of brake, I guess, before we get to that crater. That big crater there. We want to kind of land before the big crater. So we're going to go ahead and start braking. Doosh, 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 doosh. And this is also going to increase the verticalness of our descent, which is good. We want to burn off horizontal velocity. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. We're not very far from our Mun landing take 2, which is cool. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to deploy our lander legs there. And we'll twink. Radar altitude has not changed. Alright. Fair enough. We don't want to land on a crater. I'm not sure which craters are painted biomes and which craters are not. I know that all the these big ones are pretty much have biomes associated with them. Again, I think it would be cool if there was a way to see it in game. If there was like a technology you could get or something like that, that would be a biome scanner or something like that. Just so you don't have to keep guessing. So radar altitude is starting to move. So I'm going to start burning off as much speed as I can. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to just be doing tiny bits of burning. I suppose I can close... Oh, I pushed the wrong button. I've closed my solar panel. I guess it's safer to close solar panels during landing anyway, but... I've got plenty of electric charge, so... Okay, I am coming in rather fast. Oh, started going back up there. That's a no-no. Alright. So, there's a shadow. That's great. I guess I can go ahead and redeploy my solar panels. Radar altimeter says 200 meters. Approaching 100 meters. And we're going to fly by our shadow now. Boosh! And touchdown. All right. So let's jump up and do an EVA, and we'll have him let go, and he's on the lunar surface. Do 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 do. Thornpike Kerman. Do 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 do. So we'll go ahead and we'll plant our flag here. Bujweet, Bujwomp. And we're going to name this the Luna Lander Site 1, spelt out. The first lander mission of the Mun Station project. Go Luna. There we go. Flag has been planted. Let's go ahead and get a good look at that. Put some light on it. Boosh. Brah. Alright, so let us take a surface sample. We landed in the Mun Highlands. Excellent. If we recovered the science, we're going to get 120 science for this. So let's go ahead and the sample appears to be comprised of a large number of materials layered over time. So let's go ahead and keep that data. And we need to jump back into the rocket. Grab it and board it. Okay. So let's go ahead and log the temperature, the collected and recorded temperature data from the environment of the Mun Highlands. So we'll keep that. We will observe the materials bay. The fine dust of the Mun has intermixed with some of the samples. You have a sneaking suspicion that they'll never be able to get the lab clean again. Inoperable after okay, so we'll keep that data. And a mystery goo. Schwink. The goo seems to be less dense here. And so that's also from the Mun Highlands. Okay, so that's great. There's all of our science. I almost forgot. A crew report from the Mun Highlands. Your crew records the assessment of the situation. Great. So we've got one more goo canister. I could transmit my data, but I have the mobile science station, so there's no point of transmitting. How am I doing fuel-wise? It's looking like about half a tank. I think that might be enough to make it into orbit. But I'm not going to try it this episode, because this episode's gone on long enough, I feel. So next time, we will try to have Thumbpike return to orbit around the Mun and return to the science station. He might not make it, in which case we'll have to send some sort of refueler to him, perhaps. Something that will be able to push him the rest of the way and dock. So that will be an interesting adventure no matter what happens. So I will see you guys next time.